In today's video, we're talking about all the strategies you need to generate leads. But we're not just talking methods here. I want to show you a whole new way of thinking about your service offering and a way to cycle leads all the way through it, all the way from front end to high ticket. Stay tuned. First, I want to show you how to position your service offering to introduce mass audiences to your content in a way that you can sell to them over and over again. Next, we're going to talk about the 4 key methods for lead generation. Then I want to tell you a story about how I changed the positioning of one of my service offerings and gained an extra 6 figures in annual passive cash flow. Let's first talk about how to strategically position your service offering in a way that introduces mass audiences to you and what you do, and in a way that you can sell to this audience over and over again. It's called an infinite cash flow loop. Behind me, I've drawn out the value ladder. You may be familiar with this, but the infinite cash flow loop is a strategy of ascending people through your value ladder in a way that they are constantly ascending up and down the value ladder and able to pay you in a continuity because of the value that you provide. What you're doing at every level of the value ladder and at every tier of your infinite cash flow loop is you're providing offers and opportunities for them to ascend to new levels of your value ladder so that you can then give them new proprietary mechanisms that are going to help them in whatever it is that you have to offer, whether you're helping them in their health, their wealth, or relationships. Maybe at the bottom of your value ladder here, you have something like a low ticket offer. Maybe it's a challenge, something where they spend 21 days with you. Now, at the end of that 21 days, you've offered them so much value. You've gotten them into these amazing habits, whatever the skills are that you're teaching them, but you've also gotten them into the habit of consuming your content. So much so that when those 21 days are over, they don't want to leave. So it's a great opportunity for you to send them into a webinar that can offer them the next step of your value ladder. And whether or not they're ready financially, emotionally, or at whatever step they're at in their life or their business, they are able to then either ascend up or ascend down to maybe a low ticket membership site, or you can ascend them if they are available to that higher ticket offer. From there, from that higher ticket offer, you can give them the opportunity to apply for maybe a higher ticket coaching program or a service. And again, it's almost like a choose your own adventure. If they say yes, you bring them here. If they say no, you can then bring them back down in the value ladder. Now, I've kind of explained to you the first tier of the infinite cash flow loop, but I'm actually going to give you the opportunity to show you the rest of it if you stick around to the end of this video. But from seeing this, are you starting to get some ideas? Like, how would that change your business to be able to earn an extra 5, 6, even 7 figures of passive cash flow every month? Tell me in the comments below what that would look like for you. Now let me share with you my 4 key methods, my favorite strategies that I use to generate leads. The first one is generating leads, building my email list through something called lead magnets. These are freebies, these are resources, these are something that's beneficial to them, but I'm asking them to exchange their email address in return for that thing I'm giving them. Maybe I'm giving them a PDF, maybe I'm giving them an ebook or a video series or access to a webinar, but to sign up for that thing, for them to receive it, they need to give me their email address. Now, once I have their email address, I'm going to continue to nurture that relationship. Once they're on my email list, I can nurture that relationship by sending them what we call a soap opera sequence or an indoctrination sequence. It's this series of emails where we're giving them this cliffhanger content where hopefully they're on the edge of their seat, can't wait to hear more. And then at the end of that sequence, we offer them a call to action, maybe to attend a webinar or get on a call with us or something where we can ascend them into our value ladder or our infinite cash flow loop. Now, here's a bonus pro tip for you. When someone signs up for your lead magnet, don't just, hey, thanks for your email and ghost them. Of course, like I mentioned, you're gonna send them that email nurturing sequence. But the other thing that you can do is on that thank you page, right when they've signed up for that, whatever that resource is that you're giving them, provide them more value. Maybe you invite them to your Facebook group. You say, hey, I have this other free thing for you, this other resource in the files section of my Facebook group. Here's a link to join us, and you can go get the link there. That way you're growing your email list and your Facebook group where you can continue to nurture them on both platforms. Maybe on the thank you page instead, you invite them to a webinar where they can get more training from you, or you invite them to a free strategy session. That way they can get on a call with you. You might be able to help them break through any obstacles they're facing in their business and show them an opportunity to purchase something else in your value ladder that can help them get to that solution faster. The second key method that I've already mentioned is email nurturing, but I gotta emphasize this more. Your email list is where your warmest audience may be. Your email list is where you know that you'll be able to reach your audience. Even if you have followers on your Facebook or Pinterest or Instagram, the algorithms can get in the way that just because you post something doesn't mean that everyone is going to see it. But when you send an email, we know that it's going to land in their inbox. Now, there's also some things we need to consider, like what is your subject line and what are the things in your email that are actually going to encourage them to open the email and click through the email. And there's also things like whitelisting your email, making sure that it doesn't show up in spam. But the key to this is knowing that when you have that email list, you have a more direct way of contacting them and that you own that list. The third key method that I mentioned was social media and your Facebook groups. When you have a Facebook group that you've grown, this is like your little incubator where you can continue to nurture them, you can provide value, you can send them to your lead magnets or to your other offers, and to continue to cultivate that community. When you build a Facebook group, that's a place for you to be able to have the closest relationships with them, and on a platform where a lot of people are living on. How many people are on Facebook in the grocery store, checking it the last thing they do before bed, or even while on the bus? This is an opportunity to meet them where they're at and be able to generate those leads even further. And then lastly, my favorite is by creating a front-end offer that I like to call either a workshop or a challenge. I mentioned that this is the first tier of the Infinite Cashflow Loop, where you give them this challenge where maybe they spend 21 days with you. They learn these habits, they get into these new skill sets, they also get into the habit of consuming your content. And what that does is it builds the community, positions you as the leader, and makes it so much easier for them to ascend to the next level of your value ladder because you've over-delivered, giving them so much value in such a short amount of time. Having this offer in our business is what allowed us to earn an extra 6 figures of passive cash flow in only a year. Before, we were relying on just selling a high ticket offer, which is great. High ticket is great. It's a big influx of cash flow, but it can be inconsistent because it's high ticket. Your audience isn't always going to be ready to just jump into paying you a high amount of money. Even if you're providing a lot of value and able to show that the results are worth it, they just might not be there in their life or in their business. What this does by creating low ticket and an ascension model, your infinite cash flow loop, is it offers value at every step so that your audience can ascend. It pre-qualifies them. It almost gives them these prerequisites to be able to achieve before they're able to afford or be ready for the top tier of your value ladder. Now that you know how to generate leads, you are well on your way to exploding your monthly revenue using an infinite cash flow loop. I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I was going to give you my entire system for how you can implement this in your business. If you click the link below, I have created the entire next step of your sequence. It's called the Infinite Cashflow Blueprint. Go ahead, click the link below. I'll give you access to that today for free.